Hey everybody, Dr. Kevin again here, and welcome to day 3 of our Back to Basics Spine Rehabilitation Program, where over the next 30 days I will teach you how to build a spine rehabilitation program from complete scratch. And again, this is a program that is designed for people who are beginners, who just haven't exercised their backs in quite some time and just need a place where they know they can start. And again, my goal of this program is to try to give you what I believe is the safest, simplest, and most effective way at increasing your mobility, helping you get rid of just nagging aches and pains in your back or in your neck and your shoulder, and just to help you feel stronger within your body to ultimately just be able to increase your activity level and improve your quality of life. So I just want to just provide a quick recap of the first couple of days and just to lay the framework for what we want to get accomplished in day 3. So in the first day, it was just our introduction where we went over some breathing corrective strategies and to help you understand our approach to mobility exercise and how we use breathing to help guide us through any new exercises or as we start to encounter new challenges within our own body. Day 2 was probably a little more difficult than day 1 because we started to challenge and started to work on different motions, specifically in the mid to upper back, where I find a lot of my patients are just lacking a lot of range of motion. And we just wanted to start to open the door a little bit to start to help you feel what it's like to start to wake up or start to stimulate or start to move joints and just parts of your body that you may not have been moving in quite some time. So if you're feeling a little sore or a little tight from the second day, again, that's completely fine. That's completely normal. Today is going to be more of a relaxing day. We'll just kind of share some of my favorite just relaxation exercises for the spine, and to show you one of my favorite stretches for a very key and important muscle, which I believe is just neglected and just doesn't get a lot of attention to. But when we start to be able to stretch and start to release some tension from the muscle, just feels really good throughout my body and really takes a lot of pressure off of my lower back. So I wanted to show you some of these exercises today and then share with you what we have in store for you over the next couple of days. So let's get right into the exercises for today. Okay, so let's get into the first exercise for today. Again, this is one of my favorite, just simple, easy, more of a relaxation type of stretch. Really good to the stretch anytime, I find myself after a long drive or if I just start to feel my back muscles kind of tightening up a little bit. This is one that helps just kind of take some pressure off of my back, just kind of helps relax some of the muscles in my spine, and just gives me a pretty good way of just kind of starting to stretch some of the muscles, especially the one that attaches from the back of my arm on down to my back, which is called my lat. So to start this exercise, just start on your hands and your knees like so. Let me just move back here into the center of the camera. And we're going to start by just doing a little bit of a rounding through your lower back through here. And then from here, I want to try to maintain this curve as I start to just kind of sit my hips down towards my heels. And again, the goal of this stretch is just to start to open up some of the tightness that people might find themselves, especially in the lower back. We get a nice bit of hip stretching as well for people that are sitting a lot, that haven't really moved their hips in quite some time. This is another really cheap but easy way to just get some good stretching and some opening up of mobility in the back of the hip capsule. And then we get a little bit of stretching in the muscle through here that attaches the back of my arm all the way to my lower back, which is known as my lat. So a lot of my patients just kind of just rocking into the stretch here. They'll start to get a lot of just kind of healthy stretching through here. And from here, again, if you're kind of feeling like you're at your limit and you just feel like you're getting a good stretch, just stay here for a couple seconds, take a couple of breaths, and just relax into the stretch. You can push back from your hands a little bit further just to get a little bit more out of the stretch if you feel like you are wanting to get a little bit more. And 3. Okay, so that's just a very simple starter stretch to begin with. Again, just get a little bit of opening of some of the tissues and some of the muscles in my lower back, sitting down into the back of the hip capsule, stretching into the glute a little bit, and just getting a little bit of stretch and a little bit of pull in my lat muscle. Okay, so once you've done that exercise, so I'm going to repeat it again. So just a little bit of rounding into my back, sitting into my heels. And then to progress this exercise, if you're not feeling enough or if you're not getting enough out of this exercise, then all you need to do to progress this exercise, just to get a little more out of it, is just to start to move your hands a little bit further forward, like so. And then just kind of sit as far down as you can, and just let your head and your neck relax as well. Take a couple of breaths. 1, 2, and 3. And again, use my breathing just to help guide myself through a deeper stretch every time I feel like I'm kind of at my limit, or just want to get a little bit further into the movement. So we'll show it one more time. I'm going to create a little bit of rounding through the back here. I'm going to sit my hips all the way down to my heels. And then it's going to crawl my hands forward just a little bit. And then take a couple of breaths. Exhale. And just sink a little deeper into the stretch. Let my head and my neck rest. And come back up. So again, this isn't the most difficult or most strenuous stretch in the world, but I like this stretch just to help, again, relax tension, just to get some pretty easy movement through my spine. And it's just one of the good relaxation stretches that you can do pretty much at any point in your recovery. Not every single exercise needs to be pushing your limits. Not every single exercise we need to be really stressing your body. There's going to be a lot of that in this program, but I just wanted to help you kind of balance it out with more just kind of relaxation exercise and relaxation stretches, with the means of just helping you reduce tension, reduce the spasm and stiffness that you may find in your lower back, especially if it's been there for quite some time. So that's it for the first exercise, and let's show you an additional stretch that you can do based off of this exercise, which is, again, it's just one of my favorites to do pretty much anytime I get a chance to be able to do it. So let's get into the second exercise. Okay, so let's get into the second exercise for today. This is one of my personal favorite stretches that just kind of branches off the first exercise that I showed you, which is the child's pose. But this is a stretch that targets a very important muscle, but one that is very neglected by a lot of people, which is known as the lat muscle. So the lat muscle attaches from the back of my arm, and it has a huge attachment onto my lower back through here. And again, it's one of the muscles that if you just start to stretch, if you just start to pay a little bit of attention to, if you just start to create some elongation, just some stimulation, it could be just one of the best exercises to help you release pain, relieve tension from your lower back. And again, it's one of these really kind of nice, like feels good type of stretches. One that you can do pretty much at any time, as long as it's not making your pain any worse. Again, it's just one of my personal favorites to do anytime I get a chance to actually do it. So let's get right into it. So to start, you'll just start with the from the child's pose position that we showed you in the first exercise, where I'm just kind of sitting my hips down to my heels, and I'm going to start stretching my right lat through here. So the first thing I want to do is just reach my left hand about 8 to 10 inches towards the left, and then just use my right hand just to meet my left hand through here. But what I want to do is I just want to anchor my hands down onto the floor here, and then I want to shift my weight back to the center. And when I do so, I'm going to get a nice pull on this side muscle through here. You might feel some stretching in the back of the shoulder. You might feel a little bit of stretching on the side and a little bit of stretch from the lower back. And that's exactly what we want to get out of the stretch. So I'm just going to anchor my hands down, just shift my weight back to the center. Then I'm going to start to feel a nice stretch right in the back of my right shoulder through here. As always with our stretches, once I feel a stretch, I'll take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Just sit a little deeper into the stretch. A couple more times. And back to the center. All right, so now I'll show you how to do it on the left side. So I'll reach my right hand about 10 inches over towards the right. Left hand meets my right hand. I'll anchor my hands into the ground and then just shift my weight and just kind of lean back to the center. And oof, I'm feeling a big pull on this left side, way tighter than my right. So it's going to take a couple seconds here. Yeah, I can even sit my heels or sit my toes under. So just sit a little deeper into my heels, get a deeper stretch this way. Wow, definitely tighter on my left side here. So I'm going to spend a couple more seconds, a couple more stretches on this side. And back to the beginning. Okay, so even me, someone that tries to, take care of my body the best that I can, sometimes I'll notice and identify some of these imbalances. So, for instance, I felt a lot more tightness on my left side compared to my right. Means that my left side's obviously be a little bit more stressed, a little tighter, may have had a little bit of less attention paid to it. So once I start to feel that there's an imbalance or start to feel that there's more tightness on one side relative to the other, I'll just spend a little more time just kind of sinking into that stretch. And again, that's what I want you to hopefully learn from this program. It's not just to kind of just go through the movements, but to really start to use our exercises as a means of just exploring what's going on within our body, and then to give you some of the tools that you can start to work on some of these problems by yourself with just some knowledge of breathing, just some knowledge of body mechanics, and just some knowledge of what you should expect to feel and see out of each exercise. So hope you've enjoyed day 3 of the program. Again, a little easier compared to day 2. Again, these are just some of my favorite, more relaxing types of stretches, but ones that will also just kind of help you increase your motion, just increase your overall body awareness of what's going on within your body, within your spine, and within your back. So that's it for day 3, and I look forward to seeing you in day 4. So take care and have a wonderful day.